Let's head to the movies, shall we? This week, British actor Tom Holland swapped his Odyssey sword and sandals for a Spider-Man costume. The fourth outing of the webbed superhero. Here's what it looks like.
You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering.
Oh, some familiar faces from the Odyssey there too. That's a glimpse of Spider-Man, A Brand New Day. And for his take on the latest Marvel offering and other releases, we're now joined by our resident film critic, Giles Hardie. Good morning to you, Giles.
Good morning. Yes, it's definitely become a Spider-Verse this week. The film's been out for 10 days, is already well on its way past $1 billion, and is at this point, I think there's no point in reviewing this as Spider-Man 4. I think anyone who's already committed to Spider-Man 1 through 3 with Tom Holland, they know if they're going to go. The big question is, if you've not been along for the Tom Holland ride, can you come to see this Spider-Man? And the good news is, yes, you can.
Oh.
There's a reason that everyone is raving about Spider-Man Homecoming. So, and it's funny, I've seen some reviews that have said, oh, the reason people are really enjoying it is because it's good guys versus bad guys, heroes doing what heroes do. And I actually think that misses the point. Where this works incredibly well is it's got an underlying moral philosophy. And I know that sounds incredibly like I'm about to put on an academic hat and use a chalkboard or something. But I think we recognise when a story has that sort of Aesop's fable kind of moral underneath it that gives it real oomph. And here it's back to probably the original tale underneath all comic books, which is coping with change and coping with acceptance and trying to find community. I mean, we know that Spider-Man was always your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but he's also always teenage. And this character has always been, at its core, in many regards, about that idea of the teenage body and adolescence and all the awkwardness and what happens and acceptance. And this is a whole new take on that. It's done incredibly well. The way they've used all of the stars and characters they've brought across from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because remembering Spider-Man's run by Sony, so they've got to do a deal with Marvel to see who they can get. All of the characters they've brought across are, again, in that space of dealing with change. It's the Hulk, who we can all see that one. I'm not going to mention the villain, because if you don't know the villain in this one, it's a great reveal. But all of it has to do with that idea of coping with what happens when you change and what happens when you're trying to find acceptance in a new community. On top of that is an amazing film that does absolutely explain all of the background. You don't need to do a university degree in Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is just really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it too, and it's done really well in the box office as well.
My 16-year-old loved it. Spider-Man, Brand New Day there. Let's go to Apple TV's Series 4 of Ted Lasso. Have you been a fan, Giles, of Ted Lasso?
Well, it's possible that there's some indications here, as I sit here in my AFC Richmond shirt, but yes, I may have been along for the Ted Lasso ride. And this is interesting. Whereas with Spider-Man, you didn't need to have watched, of course, with Ted Lasso, you do need to have been watching the first 3 seasons for season 4. I've got some advice for people. If you haven't tried episode 1 of season 4 yet, wait. And wait until you can get episode 2, because episode 1 came out and everyone's gone, oh. And that's because it's resetting the field, and it resets the field with the entirety of episode 1 set in Kansas and a little bit in Missouri, which is a whole in-joke. But the problem with that is that if it's your only taste of a new season of Ted Lasso after so many years waiting for it, it feels really weird. It feels genuinely out of place. But when you combine this, I've been fortunate enough to see ahead. I'm not allowed to tell you what happens ahead in the story, but I don't think it's much of a giveaway to say they move back to England. And once you get back to England, once you get back to AFC Richmond, this suddenly, you just feel like you've put on a comfortable old shirt, like you've got into an old show. And it's funny, so many people have been angry this week because how dare they bring back season 4 and not be perfect. Well, really, with sitcoms, we used to accept a season every year until it had been bled dry. So I'm very happy to get this back. And just as I say, wait until you've got a couple of episodes to watch, and then I promise you, you won't want to let Ted go again.
Such good advice, because I haven't watched it yet. I'm a big fan. And Giles, I lived in Richmond 10 years ago, and I lived in the UK. And as the first couple of seasons came out, it got this influx of American tourists in the local pub where they go. The door that is the door to Ted Lasso's apartment. And now there's shops selling those shirts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The walking tours of Richmond take you all over the place, including the Greyhounds' home ground, which might possibly be known as Crystal Palace.
Yes, exactly. There is no Richmond FC.
Right, so that's Ted Lasso season 4. There's also season 4 of Reacher as well. Jack's back.
I'm all about the season 4s. Even Spider-Man is season 4 as a cinema addict. But yeah, so Reacher's back, and so this is the TV series on Prime that has adapted the Lee Child novels. And unlike Spider-Man, and particularly unlike Ted Lasso, each of these is a new novel, and the way that the Lee Child novels are written, they're very much effectively standalone. All you need to know is that Jack Reacher is a former MP from the army who meanders on into town. He has no assets, and he inevitably ends up helping a small person against a large, inevitable awfulness.
Yeah.
And here he gets on a train in Philadelphia. Stuff goes wrong pretty quickly, I won't tell you what, but he finds himself caught between the cops and various federal government agencies, and he is, of course, on the side of right, and he is still 6'6" and about the same wide, and is able to deliver carnage wherever he goes. It's such a great character, and this adaptation, as much as we all kind of were surprised to enjoy the first Tom Cruise film, less so the second, this is the real incarnation of Jack Reacher. And I think with this series, season 1 was great. Season 2 got lost as they tried to introduce Needley and a bunch of other characters.
Yeah.
Season 3 was great. This, I think, is a really strong season. So, yeah, and if you haven't watched it, start with season 4, start with season 1.
Yeah.
They're all interchangeable airplane novels turned into really fun TV.
Fantastic.
Such
it all sounds really
positivity.
good. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of good guys overcoming the bad guys this week.
Well, that's absolutely true. I'd have dressed as Jack Reacher, except that I'm more 6'6" wide, and the sort of the bad guys I deal with are, I took the face hugger off Chewie, and that's all I've achieved this week.
Giles, always great getting your take. Thanks so much for joining us on Weekend Breakfast.
Thank you very much. Go Richmond.
Yeah, go Richmond.